closer. Just let it slip.
Don't know what that was. Hopefully a rock. Not Tom. Not Tom. What a beautifully conditioned rainbow. Thanks, buddy. Tom's still there. Another beautiful brown. Okay, falls out. Pretty beautiful fishing scene. He broke me off. 4X trout hunter. Anyways, first break off I've had this trip, so happy with that. Got him. Oh. That flies out. I caught that 3-pound brown on my new RL Winston Super 10 10-foot 3-weight, and I'm fishing 20 feet of some fairly bright line, lightweight line, 6-pound, and then I've got a 3-foot section of sighter, and I'm going with black-white, the Rio black-white sighter in 4X, and I found that actually very easy to see. And then I've got about 4 foot of Trout Hunter 4X, and I've got a jig pheasant tail. The nymph is a jig pheasant tail, and it's got quite a big bead. I don't know how big the bead is, but it's a big bead, a big silver bead. I don't know, is that maybe 3 mil bead? It definitely gets down quickly. I had a fishing day this morning that was the stuff of dreams. So I went and fished dry fly to try and catch Tom the Tank this morning, but no joy. And then I swapped rods, went for my Euro nymph rod, and walked down towards Keeble's hut and fished some pools down there. And I managed to catch a couple of little rainbows, but I also lost four rainbows, and I was actually sort of trying to wonder why was I losing these fish. So I really do think I'm starting to get the hang of the Euro nymphing and the striking. Anyways, then I caught that beautiful 3-pound brown, which just makes the whole trip worth it. It's just fantastic. It's such a good fight. So I'm so chuffed about that. And what's really changed for me the last 24 hours is I watched a video by, I think it's White Dog Outdoors. I'll leave a link for it. But he was talking about 5 common mistakes that people make when they're Euro nymphing, and one was you don't fish with flies that are heavy enough. And I think that might well be the case, because I was spending a lot of time just trying to flick a fly around, and it was going everywhere and looping up in the air, and I had no control. And then I put on this, started to put on some of the bigger beads that I have in my box, and shortening the line that I had out, and I actually then started to get to a point where I could properly cast it and could at least put it in the direction I wanted it to go, because it was just going absolutely everywhere. So anyways, hopefully it's a bit of a breakthrough.
So the number one mistake I see people make is that their flies are not heavy enough. That was my biggest mistake for 20 years. I used to hate nymphing. Hated it, absolutely hated it. I knew that people could do it effectively, but I never could. And my biggest reason why is that I didn't have heavy enough flies. I hated that I could never tell what was going on at the end of my line. And it is entirely because I did not use really heavy flies, and I did not keep a tight line on those flies. That is everything.
Amazing. There's actually a 4th hut in this area. Incredible. Oh, stunning. Bit like a scene out of Blair Witch Project. So it actually looks like there's a 5th historic hut in this region. Left here to old Geehi hut, and right looks like there's an exit along a 4x4 trail back up to the Alpine Way. Beautiful. A lot less old Blair Witch Project, this one. I could have sworn that was not here. when I went into the hut. Cool things you see by the river. Take a look at that for a river. Wow. Very good day's fishing today. Got 12 in total. Including that beautiful 3 pound brown, which I will remember forever. And really the winner of the day was this jig pheasant tail nymph. I think it's got a tiny bit of red, like a red flash in the body. I've got to say, I love flies that have a little bit of red, but more importantly, that big bead up front. Just getting that fly down deep. That's what these contact nymph aficionados like Nathan and Tony and Beck, that's what they've shown us, is you've got to get the fly very quickly down, but at the same time remain in contact with it. And this Winston rod is very good at that. Wow. So finally I'm feeling like my casting is getting better today with that heavier nymph. And that's the view on my walk back to the car. So the other night when I drove home in that pouring rain and crossed the river, I didn't actually realize that there is a road that hugs the right hand bank of the stream looking upstream, and actually connects with this Geehi horse camp, and then straight onto the road, and then you can come back across the main bridge. So you don't actually need to go through the river to get to Keeble's hut. Right, this is the intersection. That way left to the river crossing, and right back to the horse camp. It's not quite necessary, but I've never pushed this button before, so we'll engage the hill descent control. The camera does not do the hill justice. It is steeper than it looks on the camera. Note that there is a gate here, so I'm not sure under what conditions this gate will be locked.